direct stream. Let's set up my stream real quick. There it goes. Get the chat going. That's good. Okay. Oop. There. All right. Set that up. There you go. All right, cool. Hello, 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 hello. Let me see if my audio is, oh, where'd I go? Go back to cupping. Back to cupping. There it goes. All right. Check my audio stuff, make sure everything stays the same. Cool. All right, that looks good. Anyways, okay, so gonna do a quick video on some new firmware that somebody just gave me. This is basically you have two ways of doing to roast on Skywalker, or three ways, because you use the control panel, this thing, or you can use Artisan, usually over serial USB, or you can use HiBean. So those are usually the two ways if you could do it. And usually you have to flash one board for HiBean specifically, or you have to flash one board for Artisan specifically. So now this new firmware called Trident, it does three different things. So you can do Artisan over serial like you usually do, or you could do HiBean if you want to, or you could do Artisan over Wi-Fi. So now you have three options. And then what we're going to do today is we are going to run HiBean and Artisan at the same time and see how that works, and see how it works well, and just see overall what we can expect from this firmware. This is nothing major. This is just firmware just to make things easier for everyone, so you don't have to buy a separate ESP32 or Arduino Nano for just one specific role, like just Artisan. Now you have all three in one, so it gives people the options to choose about which way they want to do it. And with using one of these, this is the ESP32, that this one. This is the ESP32 that is the main board we're going to be using. It's the WSB-C port board. So this does Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then serial. So you're gonna have all three options available, and you don't have to like buy two units. So you could just have one altogether if you want to test out one. Because some people won't like HiBean because you have to eventually get charged for it, and then the next one, Artisan, you might feel a little bit dated to you. So you just get more options if you just have everything all in one. So you don't have to spend so much money, because I know with all the prices going up for people in the U.S., these what used to be like $10 are probably gonna be like 20. So just more ways to save money. So I'll kind of show you what the firmware looks like. So this is what I forget his name, Non4M3. He's the one who sent me the firmware to try out, and I tried it a little bit last night, but I didn't get a roast with it. So now I want to roast with it and see how well it works, what the bugs are, anything we could fix, anything we could implement. But the nice part about the whole thing is that it does have PID. So there's PID in this as well. So you can use Artisan, the PID controls, I believe, through this. I think it's all implemented the same way, but I won't be able to try it out yet. I want to just try just a regular roast while doing both systems. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull this. Let me get my face out of here. Let's do window mode. So this is the Trident firmware. Let me get it on my tablet or laptop. So this is on Platform.io. This is through VS Code. And you don't have to worry about this. We'll probably release bin files for it. Although I'll still keep the code out so people could access it. I just won't go over it with you because setting up for Platform IO is just it's a little bit more time consuming than it is for Arduino IDE. And I prefer teaching people over Arduino IDE because it's more beginner friendly. But then when you get more advanced, you could look into Platform IO and VS Code. I think VS Code is a lot better in terms of implementation with different firmwares. But we'll put this in and we'll see how it works. So, all right. So got this here. I'm going to plug it in. Let me get a window up too. So let's bring up Artisan. I'll turn VS Code off. Let's run Artisan. So we're going to load this asset file. Good. So this looks a little bit different. This is specifically set up for his setup. Oh, I just realized that if I disconnect from here, I'm gonna lose all my internet because that's. So we'll just we'll see how this goes. So let me try to connect this to USB-C. I didn't think about it that far. So we'll try this one with just USB-C. I think this should work. We're gonna load up the old basic ski top file. Port. I forget which port it was. Probably 11. Let's see if this works. Turns on the drum, turns off the drum. Let's turn it off. Plug this back in again. Port. So it's definitely COM11. Let's see if that works. Temperature, Arduino TC temperature. Let's see what's going on. Oh. And that's through serial. Let's see. Let me try connecting it a different way. I'm going to grab this Ethernet cable and hook it up to my laptop so I don't lose connection. Just bear with me. I knew I was supposed to do something last night. Luckily I have this long Ethernet cable. Okay. just gonna plug in this Ethernet cable real quick. And hopefully this works. Okay. Ethernet's working. All right. So we're gonna try hooking the Wi-Fi up. All right. So right here it says Trident. So I'm gonna connect the. Okay. All right. Connected to Trident. So now that's connected. I'm gonna upload this asset file. This is the one that he sent with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll turn this on. It might take a few. This one uses WebSockets, I think, so give it a shot. Okay, that said it started, so I'm gonna turn the drum on. That's working. And then let's check out the air. We should be able to hear it. And then let's check out burner. All right, that's all working. All right, so I got this working over Wi-Fi connection right now. So I'm gonna turn the burner down. All right, so now I am going to, where is that? We're gonna open up HiBean now. Okay, nope, that's not it. SCR. Hook the tablet up. Okay, so I'm connected to this. So I think I'm gonna delete this real quick. This might be an older one. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna add the new one. Let's go ahead. We're gonna add Skywalker community. Then we're gonna look for Skywalker Trident. Add that in, pairing. Good. Gonna wait a little minute, get it complete. complete. So this thing where it does connection failed, so you just got to click it. Let's see what it says here. Okay. Do it again. All right, so probably needs to work on that a bit, but looks like it's working now. So we're gonna go ahead, go to device. We'll start manual roasting. So we got that temperature there. And let's just break this up here. We'll put Artisan. We'll go side by side. All right. So we're gonna run both. So I'm gonna preheat. And then I'm gonna start. Start heating it on there. I can adjust the fan here. We'll do 80%. Turn the fan on. I'm gonna jump over here. I'm gonna turn the drum on Artisan. We'll hit start on Artisan too. All right. So right now we got Artisan and HiBean running at the same time. I know who needs to do both, but I mean now you have options for both. So the Trident firmware just showing you that you can do Artisan over Wi-Fi, and then you could do HiBean over Bluetooth. So it's one of like kind of the cooler, interesting things, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just adjust the burner on this. So we'll do a roast with this. We'll see how it goes. I want to see how stable it is. Probably the main objective of this. See if I could get at least one roast done on this machine. But if anything, yeah. So let's see what we're gonna roast today. We're gonna try this Canadian dry process. So right now, both of the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is running on this. Running both at the same time. Fix the camera. So running on this thing. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth running on this big old ESP32 S3. We like the mini ones because of the size, but I like this one because we could add all the other options to it. Like if you want to add RTD or a thermocouple, you can add it onto there.
try her out.
And I was testing one of these units because there's a guy that lives close by to me who's going to buy one. So we actually live kind of in the same city, so I can't wait to sell him one. But I want to make sure it works before I give it to him. Ooh, it turned off. I don't know what happened. We lost connection. Good old, Wi-Fi WebSocket. It's still working. I turned it right back on. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I gotta look at, probably it's a BLE thing. But we did drop. Let's see what happened. What is all this? Well, let's see if it happens again. Just reading all this BT information. What is this? Roast, normalization, innovation. What? I don't know. All these weird new things on there. It says roast is preheating, so it's now that's a preheating state. I haven't checked really the new updates on this, so it's kind of interesting to see. Wonder what caused that disconnect. I'll match up the timing and see what happened later. Feature degree. Okay. I'm not sure if the PID is working on this either. Which makes sense. Nope. So before this thing overheats, I'm gonna just adjust it on here. I'm gonna do it here. Oh, I wonder. It's because SV set to 230. If I put it to 200. We're gonna let this warm up for a bit. Manual deal. Let's see if it makes adjustments when it goes below 200. I wish there was a go back feature on this. We could stop that here. Nope, that's not adjusting any of the PID stuff. On, okay. Let's get it back to 200 degrees. While we're doing that, let's go ahead. I'm going to weigh these beans. Nope. Let's zoom in. There it is. So I got 450 grams here. Okay, so the PID thing is kind of working. It's overshooting a bit. So let's see how it goes back and forth. What sample rate is this? I feel like there's a big skip in sample rates. Oh, I guess I should have clicked that earlier. It's okay. Now I'm just hoping that pretty much this thing doesn't stop mid roast. We already had one drop out, but we got right back on. Oh, let me double check. Is control... Yeah, okay. I gotta make sure this is hardware PID. Oh, I can't access those. Let's see what happens if I turn this off. Okay, still going because HiBean's on, so I'm just gonna see what the sampling's on this. Every 2 seconds? No. 1 second. It's fine. Okay, start. All right, so I want the sample. I just dropped the sampling from 2 seconds to 1. Go back here, make sure this is on. Hit OK. Let the PID take over. Ooh. Move this unit away. You want to move it away from the roaster because of EMI. Okay, I think we could start a roast with this. I'm gonna try a new thing. I'm gonna try dropping the fan down to, let's drop it to. That's when I'm messing with this. Lost connection. Maybe I'm too close to there. He'll still have it on in here. because if I mess with this thing here. I'm gonna set this to 30. All right, let's charge this. I dropped my mic. Great. I don't know where I dropped that thing at. Let me go find a little mic holder. Okay, let's go do a roast. So let me turn this off on this side. Turn this off here. Hit OK. Jump it to 80s. Drop this to 30. Make sure this, okay, that works fine. Okay, let's play. So, what was it? 456 grams. Charge. I'm half expecting this to die mid-roast. This is like an untested firmware, so let's see how it goes. One oh 5.1, 105.2. Seeing what time TP or turning point occurs. Like about 0.1 degree off. It's really negligible. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna keep this heated up. I like to heat this up to 85, maybe for. Let's see. Let's keep it up. Let's see how the ROR reacts, right? So we're gonna follow this little curve, see if it goes trends upwards. I want to try doing this for like maybe like 3.5, 4 minutes at the highest, just to build up that heat, and then we draw down. So what you want is kind of like draw it up, see how the ROR goes, see if it plateaus. It kind of drops a little bit, and it'll pick right back up. I know some people like to hike up their heat a little bit, so they can get that. Oh, turned off again. No. Ruh-roh. Hey. having disconnects. So what minute was that at? At least I have this all marked out. This is trying to reconnect. This is gonna be all messed up. But yeah, I guess that's the price of testing. See, the heater turned back on, heater's back on. This hasn't reconnected. Ooh, hard disconnect from here. Say hit heat to 85. I must have like freaked it out or something. Well, we'll keep with the roasts. So at this point of the roast, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the old-fashioned way of just looking at what the bean color looks like after it hits like 150 degrees, smelling it, and then hearing. Smells like grass. Look at all my settings. I think I'll probably start dropping it down here. That's all yellow, so dry end. See what it smells like. Hey, yeah, smells okay. Well, that's not coming back, so we're gonna go ahead and just pop this open. Good old Artisan. I'm probably gonna hit first crack soon. So I might want to extend this phase out a little bit, right? So I want to augment my flavors a little bit. I might lower down the temp or the power on the burner just to kind of extend this phase. 180. So around 180 is when you start, for the Skywalker specifically with this roaster, is when you start hearing for the first crack. So about 180, 185, maybe sometimes higher though, depends on the bean. Usually it's never below 180. You're like 180 to 185. You might hear the start of first crack. Okay, so I'm starting to hear first crack. I'll hit FS start. So with first crack, what you're listening for was somebody was telling me listen for a symphony of cracks. You don't want to hear one pop and then a long pause, one pop and a long pause. You want to hear like pop, 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 and it sounds just like what popcorn sounds like when it's popping. Gentle, like some beans sound a little more gentle. Some sound rough when they go to first crack. So right here, I'll probably start lowering the temp here. So with first crack, what you want to do is like want to set up how long and you're monitoring the time, because this what usually is you're adjusting like the acidity to bitterness. So if you want something more acidic, get more of those flowery notes, the stone fruit notes, whatever of those. If it's like a bean that's like hyping up all the, I don't know, notes of grapefruit or citrus, you kind of want to lower first crack length. Whereas if you want to go a little bit darker, get towards the medium, you get a little more bitter, more of the woodiness, more of the ashiness, more of those darker, deeper developed flavors. But yeah, usually if you want something more acidic, you'd go to like, a first crack of like a minute 30 versus going up to a first crack of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So right here, I'm going to drop it because I usually like ending before 2 minute mark. Drop. Turn cooling fan on. Get my little spoon. Now, going through all the books and literature, there's this part right here you see where there's a huge decline in RR and backup because, the machine basically died. So, we'll test it out, see if we could actually taste it, if that's a real thing or not. Usually, coffees taste. People prefer coffees when it comes to like these flicks and crashes, what they usually call them. They say that there's a difference in the taste, and you could tell that something's just not right, supposedly, when it comes to flicks and crashes. But as far as I read, it shouldn't like throw away. It's not a thing where you throw away your roast if you get a flick or a crash. It's a thing you taste. And if it bugs you, then avoid the flick and crash, or just try to roast, modulate your roast. See how you need to change it. Don't toss stupid beans because you got one flick and a crash, or you got two flicks and a crash. We never got HiBean to reconnect, so we gotta see what that's about. I'll have to do a roast with just HiBean playing on this firmware, but right now I'm using Artisan. I'll try hopping back some other time and doing HiBean with it. We'll let that cool off. I'm gonna turn this drum off. Or drum off, yeah, drum off. This one's blowing out air? Yeah. That'll help kind of cool off the chamber. It connected back. I'm sorry, I'm playing with the HiBeam. I should switch to that camera. Top. So I'm just playing with HiBeam on this, seeing if I could get it to trip up again. It's letting me do all this stuff. It must be something in the code tripping it up. I gotta save this log file, look at the times and everything, so you can line it up to see what the issue was. And I think later today I'll try like just a HiBeam roast on this. Roasting analyzer detector. What is that? These beans are all cooled off. Let's go back to this window. All right. Let me turn this off. I'm gonna put this A log on Discord. I'll save it. I want to taste it now, and I'm going to taste it later, and I'm going to see what happened. Well, we know what happened. I want to see what happens to the flavor. So, see what this does. Does it make it a worse coffee? Does it make it a better coffee? Is there a new roasting meta? No. This is probably just going to have a difference in taste. The only thing is I don't have another set of this coffee to compare it with. But usually you could understand like what notes you don't like, or try to make reference or inferences upon it. Like if something is, maybe I went too long on first crack, because right now first crack is up to like a minute, like a 2 minute first crack supposedly, where that can cause a more darker, deeper flavor, more bitterness, more woody or ashiness. Where if I started, maybe like in a minute 30 of first crack, it might have been a little bit more. So I guess some people would say brighter or more acidic, more floral notes you could taste, more fruit flavors are usually around the earlier phases of first crack. And that's kind of just like a known thing. Even when they were doing there's a podcast where they were talking about with roost, or whichever company the name is, but the really expensive machine. They did the same thing. They tested the coffee at different intervals, and a first crack. So first crack was really acidic, like maybe 30 seconds in the first crack or 15 seconds in the first crack. It was really acidic. And then when they got to like the 2 minute mark or even a 2.5 minute mark, they're like, oh yeah, this is really bitter, like a burnt tree. And they say most of the flavor will come down to is like what bean color you end up with. Like they say like 80% of what the flavor is going to be like the color of the bean, whether it's a light roast, a dark roast, a medium roast. That is a better indicator of what the kind of flavor is going to be. There's something like 10 or 5% of the flavor will be adjustments to like fan or minute adjustments to heat or increasing drum speed. That's where the next 5% of taste comes from. But 80% is usually um, the how the color develops. So that's kind of related to first crack. Because first crack, the longer you're in first crack, the darker the bean gets too, right? So after 2 minutes of first crack, you probably got a medium, maybe getting approaching darker. So we'll save this profile, we'll give it a taste, and see how it goes. And then we'll go back to HiBean later, and I'll try it with a different bean. We'll save that A log later. All right. I just kind of want to show you what's up in store, what we're going to work on. Because I do like the aspect of Trident where you could do serial, you could do Wi-Fi, you can do Bluetooth with HiBean. So the more options that's available for us roasting, the more, you know, the more cool features that we can play with. Not being stuck just to Artisan, but we have Artisan, HiBean, and maybe anything else that uses the TC4 protocol. So I'm a very big advocate of getting you guys more options in terms of software to roast with and more control options rather than this. I mean, people get away with roasting with this. There's somebody who has a company that's roasting with just a stock controller. That guy's a fucking G. So good for him, honestly. But um, but yeah, just give you more options out there. I actually do want to make our own controller with actual physical buttons and rotary knobs. And I keep saying that. I haven't made up a design yet, but it can't be harder than two buttons, maybe a few knobs. You just need one button for charge, one button to switch to the next phase, maybe another button to go back a stage. But that's what I'm hoping to do. So, anyways, any questions, concerns, leave them somewhere in the Discord or the Facebook group, or DM me, or email me, um, or say something on the comments in the video below. Either way, anything works. But I gotta go. I got to get something delivered today. Oh, we'll see. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep you up to date on any more progress with the Trident firmware.